Hello, this is Fashion Doll Dreamer, and today we are going to look at an iconic Ken doll from the 1980s, and that's Day to Night Ken, with a box date of 1984 and released in 1985. As you can see here, I've got both the African American and the Caucasian versions of Day to Night Ken. There wasn't a Hispanic version produced, even though there was a Hispanic version of Day to Night Barbie produced. I actually got the African American version quite a while ago and deboxed him, and you've probably seen him in some of my photos on Instagram on my page Fashion Doll Dreamer, or on some videos here where I've shown Day to Night Barbie. So today we are going to debox the Caucasian Day to Night Ken, and as you can see from both their boxes, they're pretty much the same there, just the photos are different on the box fronts, but we'll look into that a little later. So firstly, let's take a look at the Day to Night Barbie ad which ran at the time in the 80s along with Day to Night Ken, and then we'll come back with a little fashion history.
Here's Day to Night Barbie. Day to Night Ken sold separately. We girls make work and lots of fun. Right, Barbie? Day to Night Barbie.
Neat briefcase and style.
We can work from 9 to 5 and then change in a sec for an evening with Ken. Secret turnaround skirt, fabulous hair, sparklers everywhere. We girls can do anything. Right, Barbie?
Day to Night Barbie doll has a change around outfit. Ken doll sold separately. From Mattel.
Here's new Day to Night Barbie and Day to Night Ken. Barbie is having a busy day, but even when she's working, she still looks great.
Neat briefcase and stuff.
At the end of a hard day at work, Barbie changes for an evening out with Ken. Her turnaround skirt is just right. She looks terrific in her evening wear. Barbie and Ken make the perfect couple. Day to Night Barbie, 2 outfits in one, a briefcase and everything you see here, new from Mattel.
Now, of course, as we saw in the previous video with Day to Night Barbie, the 1980s were all about power dressing. And, women were entering the executive suite, and of course, there had to be a menswear counterpart to that. And of course, that was inspired by Wall Street. That was the decade, 80s were the decade of Greed is Good, featuring Michael Douglas playing Gordon Gekko, and all these values that we kind of think are grotesque now. But in terms of fashion, you looked like you worked on Wall Street even if you didn't. That was a major stream of fashion back then. Of course, there were other menswear trends back in the 80s, too many to cover here, but you had the Miami Vice look. You also had a very oversized Japanese influenced look by all these wonderful new Tokyo designers that were emerging onto the international scene. You'll see a few of those photos here as well. There's some wonderful illustrations by Antonio Lopez for GQ. You'll see that. But let's focus on what Ken was wearing, and that was definitely the Wall Street look. It was, a pinstripe suiting. All the magazines, especially American GQ, which I used to read back in high school and when I was a fashion student, was all about getting that look. And you'll see some photos of their editorials from the 80s here on how to get that Wall Street look. So it was definitely a look of success. And of course, Ken played along with Barbie, and they both looked like they successfully ran big corporations. But also with Day to Night Ken, as with Day to Night Barbie, his look changed from day to night, which was quite clever. I don't know a lot of guys that did that back then. Maybe they did, but you kind of had to change into a tuxedo. But that was the clever thing about Ken here. I used to wear the same thing all day long. That's why fashion editors used to wear black, by the way, black and grey, because you could go straight from the office to a party or to a function or business do or whatever. But let's have a closer look at the Kens in the box, and then we will debox the Caucasian Ken finally. I've been dying to do that for ages because I want to put him in the Arco office with Day to Night Barbie. And let's take a closer look at those boxes there. You can see the photography. It's very similar for the Caucasian Ken and the Day to Night Ken. And you can see the larger photo is with them in their tuxedo evening look. And the smaller inset photo is their daytime office look there. Have a look there too. Now, I've noticed that the African American Ken has a box liner that's a slightly different shade of blue-green or turquoise to the Day to Night Ken. Though I must say the Day to Night Ken has more of a yellowed plastic, so that could be because of that. Most of the 80s boxes, as collectors might know, the plastic does yellow. The cello on the box does yellow over time. And I don't think the African American version has as much yellowing as the Caucasian version here, so that's probably why. We'll see that in a moment though. You can see the head molds there. Now, I was reading up on Ken because I'm not a huge expert on, just trying to focus, huge expert on 80s dolls or 80s molds. I read somewhere it was the Crystal Ken, and he looks also used for Great Shape Ken, which you'll see here. I have a Great Shape Ken, and you can watch the videos of my Great Shape Barbies on my page. But he has that sort of look. And I noticed his hair parting is on the different side to Superstar Ken, because I always used to assume that all the 70s and 80s Kens all had exactly the same head mold. Not the case, actually. So there he is there. Kind of looks like the one in Toy Story, of course, which was based on another 80s Ken. But check out that pinstripe vest, and he's got pinstripe trousers that we will see, and a navy blue velvet jacket, and a pink striped tie, which kind of goes with Day to Night Barbie's pink, I guess. You can see a better shot of that in the African American version. I love his head mold, by the way. Really like it. He reminds me of an actor from the 80s. I can't remember which one at the moment. But let's see the sides and the back of the box now. Now, as you can see with the sides of the box, same photography, just different doll. And they put it in the same backdrop there, same photography. So he's ready for work. He's going to the office. Then he's at the office with all his little bits of his newspaper and his magazines and his cards and all that you get with the doll. We'll see that in a sec. And there's his evening look with the city skyline in the backdrop, looking very glamorous there. Big date tonight. I wonder with who. I should actually debox the African American Day to Night Barbie soon. Just so I can have all four out, I can have them all double dating or something, I guess. I have a very similar evening city backdrop that came with Darcy, who was a fashion doll from Kenner in the late 70s. So I could probably use that and do some photography. What do you think? But anyway, that's the side of the box. And speaking of double dates, let's focus first. And speaking of double dates, here they are. The African American versions and the Caucasian versions there in their evening attire and their daytime looks. I could probably recreate that now. I have all four. I don't have the Hispanic Barbie version. Don't really want her, actually. Don't like the DD face that much on that doll. I love it on the African American doll, but yeah. Maybe one day, hey, just to complete the collection if I ever become a die-hard completist, which I kind of was starting as a collector, but now I'm like, no, I just get the dolls that I really like. Also a part of that's expense too. I can't just collect everything, even though you'd love to as a collector, right? But let's have a look at the daytime shots there. Don't they look great? So 80s there, all dressed up. And as I said, in the 80s, they had casual fashion as well. They had lots of other trends of fashion, but I mean, this was a really strong one back in the day, because I remember even as a fashion student and a high school student even, sometimes you would dress up in a jacket and a suit, or even jacket and jeans, to go out at night. I remember clubbing, you would wear a suit. I mean, it's kind of unheard of now, huh? But yeah, you wouldn't go in a tux necessarily, but it was dressed up. The 80s were a more dressed up time. Sometimes when I see videos or TV shows set in that time, you can tell when the costume designer never lived in that time, because they go for all the cliches of all the the ruffles and the fluorescent and the leopard print and all that craziness. And sure, that was part of like the teenage mall fashion scene, some of that, but there was also a very tailored element, and that was part of power dressing, and that even went into nighttime. So there was a very dressed up element for 80s fashion there. But as you can see, let's have a look at the close-up of the girls and the guys, I should say. So they look wonderful there. I so want to recreate those photos with my evening scene as well. Although my sky's a bit darker. I wish I had that purpley sunset sky there, but yeah, I need to do that one day. But that's the backs of the boxes. Let's read actually while we're here. I never get to read these. Looking great at the office or on the town, as you do when you're Barbie and Ken. Yep. And I'm not going to go through the contents because, you know, we've done that before, but let's debox the Caucasian Ken. Okay, let's do that. Now, here he is, still attached to his backing, but out of the box there. Let's take a closer look at that head mold there and his outfit. There we go. So he's got the brown hair, blue eyes, apologies for the glare, and of course he came with his business card, newspaper, magazines, and then some little business cards and credit cards for Ken, and of course the fabulous Day to Night Ken instruction brochure, which I love, with those wonderful line illustrations, those key line drawings. And you can see all the contents there that you press out, and you know how to change his look from day to night. And let's have a look at the other side. How to attach the cummerbund and that bow tie dickie. There we go. And then you've got the 90-day limited warranty. And of course, the shoes are in the baggie. So he's barefoot. I wonder if I got socks with him, because I did get socks with my African American Day to Night Ken. They were quite flimsy and nylon-y, but I did get those, but we'll see. But there he is. I wonder if... try to do this with one hand is impossible, but anyway, yeah. They did the same thing as they did with Day to Night Barbie, in that they put the twist tie under the jacket, which I thought was a great idea because the jacket is double vented. So when I put the African American guy back in, I did the same thing. I think he was the same. So that gives it a nice clean line, but you can see the vest underneath there. Yeah, a little pinstripe vest, which is great, very 80s. And the pinstripe trousers. So let's open that little baggie and free him from his backing. And yay, it did come with the socks, as you can see here. They're very flimsy, almost like stockings, very sheer. And of course the navy blue loafers and that very sparkly pink cummerbund and the dickie with the bow tie. You can't really see the bow tie, let me put it onto, there we go. Yeah, let's put it over the white paper. You can also see the back of Ken's box. Just two basic twist ties, that's it, with the cardboard. No sticky tape, no cello, of course, because you know, didn't have any rooted hair. But yeah, that's it. So very easy to remove. So let's do that. And there he is with his jacket off. So you can see the vest underneath. As you can see, there's no fastenings there. And the shirt has no shirt cuffs, so you can get the jacket easily on. The tie is actually attached to a separate elastic, so you can move that around a bit, which is good because it wasn't in the best position in the box. Now I'm wrecking it, of course, but yeah, there we go. And of course, it's just a onesie, really, so the pants are attached to the shirt, and I guess just to give a slimmer line to everything. Is that tie? There we go. And the shirt has an interesting pattern on it too. It's almost like a female blouse, almost. You can't really see it here. And it has like a little nubbly self pattern on it. Little self pattern shirt. Oh, you can see it probably in the chest there. If I ever focus. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and there's more of that head mold. Very 80s Ken with that hair, with the ear flaps, which I never really liked. I think they were better done on the Superstar Ken. They sort of look more blow wavy, but Yeah, anyway. Now, I got the shoes and socks. They were the socks, of course. The socks were a nightmare to get on. They were so sheer and so tight, and they weren't stretchy at all. So they are kind of wrinkled, and I didn't get them all the way, but you can see them there. I should show them over the white so you can see them better. Get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, they look like stockings almost. They look weird. You know, they could have made them a bit more opaque and a bit stretchier because they were a nightmare. And there's his shoes too. And you can see the back there. They use that halter neck vest pattern quite a bit there. So it's very feminine actually, that backless. I mean, you know, some vests were backless back then, you know, the formal ones, but yeah. And you can see that shirt pattern a bit more, that self pattern there, that texture. Oh, and also I've learnt, because I usually collect NRFB from the 70s where they have the flap at the top of the box, you know, so you can open it easily and reclose it. I've learnt now, just from looking at other collectors, to just open the box from the bottom. So if you ever want to put the doll back on, it doesn't leave this mess that you have here on the top that you have to retape. Yeah, just fun fact. I just finally did that once there. But again, you can see like the back flap there, oh, the bottom flap, I should say. Yeah, it had some tape on it. Has been opened, I think, already before because the booklet's missing, and all my other Day to Night dolls came with a booklet. This one didn't. I've got hundreds of them from the 80s, so I don't need another one, so big deal. I got him for next to nothing too. He was a really good bargain. Oh, and also, yes, I had a look and compared the lining, and it's exactly the same color. Maybe a touch lighter, like one shade, but it's the same blue-green as the Day to Night African American there. So it's just that sealer that was a bit more, that plastic on the box that was a bit yellower. But there you go, there he is. I kind of like him in just the vest there. I'll pop him in the Day to Night look since I've got him out, so you can see that as well, just briefly. And then I'm going to pop him back into his day look and put him in the office with Barbie. In the office there. Oh, a word about the body. It's just the average, you know, 80s body, I guess, you know. Twist and turn waist, those superstar bent arms, bendable legs. I'm not really going to show him naked because, you know, you've seen these dolls before, I'm sure. But anyway, take one more look at his. One thing, I wish they made these dolls a little less shiny with the paint on the eyebrows and the hair. I know it's supposed to be shiny hair, but if it was just a little bit more matte, like the 70s Malibus, Superstars, you know, I would have been a little happier there, and I don't know why. I dropped my phone and now it won't focus, of course, so I probably ruined it, but anyway, who cares? Also, I should mention that great thing about those jackets, that they're double vented in the back. As you can see, it's quite wrinkled just because of the box. Is that you can pop stands and everything, waist grips, twist ties under that, and it won't show. Like you just saw him recently on the black Kaiser stand, and you couldn't see it because you can fit any of those waist grips under that jacket, which is great. But I wanted to show you just this shirt on its own there, how it's just attached to the trousers there, and with the collar up. And let's have a look at the back. So it's just like a jumpsuit essentially. There you go. Can't focus. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, a lot of glare, of course, but what am I doing? There we go. Try not to make it so glary. There we go. Yeah. So you can see that pattern there. Kind of weird, isn't it? Because as you probably saw in my GQ spreads there that I showed, you know, they usually had like, you know, striped Oxford shirts, that sort of thing. So this is very blousy in my opinion. I mean, I did have a shirt like this in the 80s, so I should say a self-patterned shirt. But as you can see, there's no buttons or anything there because, you know, you've got them with the dicky there, like that. And of course the tie holds it, so no buttons on the shirt. Looks like a woman's jumpsuit, basically. Sorry, Ken. There we go. And the faces are never quite symmetrical, are they, with the 80s? I mean, his eye's a bit off, and he looks a bit shrunken on one side, but I guess that's just the 80s sort of molds, isn't it? But I like him anyway, he's cute. He's got like a, you know, nice friendly face to him. My favourite is the All-Star Ken. I really like his look. This guy's a little similar, a little slimmer in the face, and hair is like similar colour, but not exactly. But yeah. Okay, so let's put him into his daytime look. And here we have Day to Night Ken and Day to Night Barbie in the 1985 Arco office playset. It suits them really well, as you can see. I reckon that these dolls were definitely in mind when the designers made this playset, because all those blues and pinks match their outfits perfectly. And as you can see, Barbie there has put her feet up at the end of a long day wheeling and dealing at Glitz Inc., which is what the company name that my friend and I, Dean Reed, made up for that office, the office here. And you can see Ken there with his newspaper. I actually used African American Ken's newspapers and bits of paper like the magazines, because I'm going to keep the other set still on its card there, not punched out, just in case I ever want to put him back in the box and sell him. Who knows? But there we go. So don't they look great? And also, I recently got this wonderful 9 to 5 Barbie accessory set from the mid-80s. It also looks like it was made for Day to Night Barbie. Can't wait to use all that stuff and accessorize her with all this, and accessorize the office, of course, there. If you'd like to see that taken out of its package, please let me know down below in the comments. But for now, that's it. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I can never get that out in one go. And yeah, bye for now.